everyone, welcome to OneShot. My name is Amogh.
I am Tvisha.
I'm Prashasthi.
I'm Vijay.
And we are here to shoot another episode of OneShot. So, today we have some very special guests lined up for us. We have Vijay from Taaleem and we have Prashasthi also from Taaleem. So, huge round of applause for them if this was an actual, physical event, but this is an online event. So, we are going to be talking about movies, scripts and everything else related to that. So, first of all, here's a very personal question to everyone here.
Yeah.
What's your personal favorite movie?
I choose Infinity War.
Ooh, Avengers, okay.
Nice.
I think I'd go with a very stupid Bollywood choice. I like all the movies that Ayushmann Khurrana has done till date.
What's your favorite Ayushmann Khurrana movie?
Andhadhun. I don't know why I like that movie.
Sweet.
I just love it.
It's really good.
And apart from that, have you guys seen that Talash movie?
With
It is
Amir
a
Khan.
weird thriller.
Yes,
weird
yes.
film-based
That was the one
movie.
with
Amir Khan,
Amir
Kareena
Khan,
Kapoor and
Kareena Kapoor.
Rani Mukherjee.
Yeah.
Yes.
That one, oh god, that's really nice. Apart from that, the classic,
Three Idiots?
the classic Three Idiots, Jab We Met, and a little bit of Jodha Akbar. I don't know why I like that because of probably
Jodha Akbar
A
is
little
like...
bit.
a
Why?
little bit because of the aesthetics. I liked what they showed.
You like the set, not the movie.
More of a set,
What about Zindagi Na Milegi Dobara Toh?
You don't like it?
Oh, I don't know.
Overrated?
I don't know how that look translates to me.
You don't like it?
No, I like it. I don't know
I'm
what
not
that
a
translates.
Shavani Hai Diwani fan. I don't know for what. I just couldn't grasp what people like so much.
Yeah, that's there. But what about Zindagi Na Milegi Dobara?
Okay.
Dude, Moshi! That's like Moshi, Awamoto-san.
Have you seen Kirik Party?
No, but I know the story. I like the vibe of the movie.
Movies, guys.
I love
Yes.
Charlie. That is my personal favorite Kannada movie.
Uh,
I
she-
have made my father watch it in the exact language. it has
She
been
made
shown.
her father cry in the theater
I
because
cried like anything after watching them.
she started to love Rakshit Shetty after
Exactly.
watched
After,
777
that
Charlie.
was Charlie is very special for me because that was the first Kannada movie that I watched in the theater.
The only Kannada
You
movies
know
are...
what? Guess what? How many? Since when did I start going to theaters? When I was a kid, I don't know. I don't even remember this. My first theatrical experience was Aptamitra.
My first theater experience was Bunty
Aptamitra
Public ki Jodi. That Bunty
and
Public
the
movie.
exact moment she comes out while dancing, that Ra thing, no, I slept. I missed the best part of the movie in that. But before that, I started to cry and I made sure that nobody else watched the movie. I made the
That
entire
one annoyed
theater.
kid.
Speaking of which, for me it was, I don't know what, it was a Shah Rukh Khan film. I don't remember the name. I think it was Kal No How.
Kal No How,
yeah.
Which was a Shah Rukh Khan movie where he's an undercover cop, but then he pretends to be a college student.
Mehuna.
Mehuna. It was Mehuna.
Mehuna. Yes.
The first memory of a theater I have is that one scene where Shah Rukh Khan gets punched or kicked by somebody and then the guy just comes, he does this and this, elbows him. That is my first theater memory, full stop.
And after Aptamitra, like I was saying, after around I don't know how many years, the next movie that I watched after Aptamitra was KGF in theaters. In that time span, I have not seen a movie in a theater. KGF Chapter 1 was my next movie in the theater.
Dude, that's like what, 10 years?
I don't know, more than
I
10.
think
Half your life.
Like I remember watching Guru. If you guys remember Guru movie, that was
The
a
Mani
classic
Ratnam.
by
Mani Ratnam, yeah.
Mani Ratnam Guru. After that, I directly watched Razi. Razi was the
Oh.
that was a time span.
For
Proper time span.
Wait. Okay. That brings up a really interesting question. What exactly is the importance of films that play in your life? How important is movies for you people? Because personally for me, I live in a very dysfunctional family, so movies
Sort
were
of like
like the
escaping reality.
movies were like the only like,
Right.
and we all have like very different and like varied interests. For example, like I am a very me person, and then my mom's really religious, and then my dad's like a completely different character, and my sister's a completely different character. So movies were like the only way where like we actually came together and we bonded. So my question is like, what importance did like movies play in like your life, and like did it have as impactful of an experience as it did in my life?
So for me, I personally feel that one, they were a major source of entertainment. Whenever I was bored, all those things, that is a natural purpose why people go to the theaters and stuff. But then when it comes as a perspective of watching a movie in a way that, you get this idea, okay, this thing can be done this way as well. The very first time that I felt that was in Drishyam. I couldn't have expected how they took the movie ahead at all. I was watching. I mean, like, what is happening, dude? How are they going to do this? That guy, she killed that guy. They buried the dog. What is it even happening? And the ending, boom. I'm not supposed to use that word, but then sorry. Keep it. Sorry.
It's okay. Wait, see. Okay, that brings up a very interesting question. I know, like, in the preparation thing that we planned, it comes later, but then that brings up a very interesting question. We had Drishyam, and then we had Drishyam 2.
Yes.
So, first question: what are your experiences when you compare Drishyam 1 to like Drishyam 2?
Honestly, for me, they connected it very nicely. Both of them. They are really good. For the first time, I felt that a movie had a proper sequel.
I watched the second
Like
part.
in usual matters, like there are movies, like we said, like we discussed that time, there may be movies which may not particularly need a sequel. But then for the first time when I saw Drishyam 2, because I saw it way later, I didn't watch it in the theaters, I saw it a couple, I don't know how many days or weeks later, but then I saw it. When I saw it, I felt like, wow, they have done a really nice job with Drishyam. I don't know about your opinions
Have you
about
guys,
that, but then,
like talking about sequels, have you guys watched, there's this Hollywood film, Don't Breathe. I'm more of a thriller person, so yes.
Ban the camera there.
And the Don't Breathe sequel too, it was needed, but the Don't Breathe the second part wasn't that impressive. But yeah, I wanted a sequel. There are times that you crave for the second sequel to come up. It was one of those movies.
You know what? My very first cliffhanger, Shutter Island.
Dude, Shutter Island.
I literally watched the movie and I'm like, what happened, bro?
Dude, you know the funniest part? Shutter Island is considered, I think it was Martin Scorsese. It was considered one of Martin Scorsese's like lesser films. Like in terms of all of his films, that's considered one of the worst films.
I didn't feel that, but then
it's such an amazing movie. I think it's very underrated, I feel.
Exactly.
It's so damn good.
I had to watch so many review videos about it, like what happened in this film. I didn't understand the go about, like, they're taking this film, okay, finished. The movie ended. I am like, what? Why did Mark Ruffalo come again? He just died. He came again. Like, what is happening? Then I was like, then go to YouTube, search about it. I had to research so much, and then I get like, oh, okay.
That was my Tenet feeling.
After watching Tenet. Have you guys watched Tenet?
Yes.
No, sorry.
Okay, the thing is that the first time you watch it, you're just going to be like, oh, what exactly is it about? And you're not going to like it. The second time you're going to watch the movie, you're going to be like, damn, it's such a masterpiece.
The sequels that I hated the most would be those Conjuring 1, Conjuring 2 and those repetitive movies.
You hated it?
I didn't like that.
Same.
I think when they just went on making it a brand
so
name.
True,
okay,
so true.
These are the horror movie sequels that we'll be making.
Have you seen Conjuring 1?
Actually, you know what?
Conjuring 1 was better than all
Yeah,
the other
that I
parts.
That is there.
All the other parts.
Conjuring
Because
1
then
was
it
the
became
best among the Conjuring movies.
Okay, wait.
Annabelle was
Annabelle
good.
was good.
Agreed.
Annabelle was
But then
good. But I
Conjuring
feel
1, when you see it, that epic climax,
And they just
Killed it.
the nun thing that they're making a thing now.
Yeah,
They
yeah,
forget
They are making none repetitive now.
God, that's so bad.
I don't know. She dies in this movie. She comes back again in this movie.
Like when it
That
comes
makes
to
sense.
horror movies, I think Asian horror movies are really good. Like I'm talking about Japanese, I'm talking about Japanese, Chinese, Korean, and even a lot of like Hindi, Indian horror movies like Tumba.
Tumba.
Oh my God, man.
It was
That
like
was a good
Chef's
one.
Kiss.
That-
Oh my God, I
that
just
movie.
love that movie.
Oh my God,
God.
the
And then
climax.
there's this Kannada movie named Rangatirang. Rangitaranga. Even that was pretty good. Like movies, the thing about Asian movies is that they kind of bring this folklore and cultural aspect to the horror part, which makes it much more
And like
human.
there's so much more unique than like
there's
traditional horror.
Exactly, they're so damn unique when you consider Asian movies.
And us being South Indians over here, we relate to it more.
Yes,
Exactly.
they relate to
You're North Indian, sorry.
No.
And they're just like these as Indians.
I'm trying to remember the name of this one movie. I don't know if you guys can get it from the story.
Explain the plot.
It's some Tamilian movie which was made into another
Language?
like Hindi movie later on. The Hindi part was really bad, and it starts with a girl being found, like a burnt body of a girl being found, and it goes on. It's there on YouTube as well.
Welcome-
Rakshasan. Oh.
That's a thriller, not a
Yes,
horror
yes.
movie.
I
That's a
only
thriller,
watch
but then-
thriller.
Welcome to
That's
episode
my
2
genre.
of OneShot, guys.
Yeah, we
I
covered the
watched-
horror aspect
Yeah.
before, but then Rakshasan.
Yeah, it's legend.
Okay, really
More
good.
of
So
a
wait,
thriller.
The BGM in Rakshasan.
Okay, wait. Question: why do you guys love those films so much?
I think
That's a
story building. Story building is good and apt. Like they're not stretching the portion, they're not going on building a character, and then when the character shows up, it's not fulfilling your expectations. जो चीज जैसा दिखा है, exactly that much being served.
What about you, Vijay?
For me, these films, they bring out people's ideas. You have a certain idea for something whenever you do some drama or a skit. Us being members of the theatre club, we have our own perspectives of doing certain dramas or skits. But when you watch all these movies, you understand these people. Okay, this could be done this way as well. So you understand lots of perspectives, and then okay, you could take this your own skit and take elements from this and then make it a wonder.
Tvisha?
Yeah, just like Vijay said, understanding different perspectives and also giving a voice to people. Because I think, I personally feel that visual representation is much more impactful as compared to other viewpoints. So movies, that's why like movies, bring people together. Like when you watch like a Chak De India, or when you watch Lagan, best example Lagan,
Yes.
or even like take movies like Bahubali. You're rooting
Masi
for the
movies.
character, Masi
Yeah.
movies. That's why Masi movies like work.
Yeah.
Not just Masi movies, but also movies, where you talk about aspects like true like root aspects of the country, like farmer issues or issues like that. So I think movies give a really good
I
opportunity.
love the fact that all three of you brought that up, because I want that like leads right into like my next question. It's like, okay, you all brought about the fact that hey, these are the, what do you call it? This is what they artistically wanted to bring out. So when it comes to making films, at the end, as artists, like hey, we are from autograph, we want to write the scripts we want to write.
Yes.
And you're from Taaleem, you want to write the scripts you want to write and you want to express it.
Yes.
But then when it comes to actually making profit in the real world,
Yes.
there's like certain things like romance and certain aspects like, which really sell. And then there are
Yes.
certain aspects like, what do you call it? Artistic aspects, like,
Yes.
say mental health, or for example, what do you call it?
Awareness.
Awareness and all that.
issues.
That really does not sell as much.
Yes.
So what do you guys consider as like the perfect balance between making it as accessible to people so that people can actually relate to it, at the same time as to making it your own? Because as a poet myself, I have to like constantly struggle with that, going like, hey, this is the piece I want to write, but then this is not exactly a piece which most people will understand, so I have to like tone it down and write it in a way that people actually understand. So how does it translate for you as Taaleem to like writing your scripts when it comes to your your rage, your mad at someone.
Yeah.
See, whenever it comes for something social awareness or whatever it is, we preferably do street plays.
Street plays.
Because that is when you are, with around the people. You are
That's where
you
you
are
can put the effective slogans.
Exactly. You have
the songs, the slogans.
You have slogans or songs.
Yeah.
You have poems which
Yes.
you could relate with the public, and that is you're doing it face to face with the public. That
Yes,
is
of
where
course.
you get that most impactful performance out there.
Yes.
That is why we prefer to get all these social awarenesses.
Yes.
We have done on male molestation. We have done a street play on what was it recently?
On suicide and
Suicide prevention. We have done several other street plays. But why these social issues? Because that is where you don't have to think about all the how to take the story ahead, all
Yeah.
those things. But in something called as a street play, you have to any scene you take, you add essence to it where people will relate to it.
Yes.
Okay. That is.
I'd like to add upon that point, like when it comes to street play, preferably local language excels at it. The humor and everything, all the elements that you can add up to it, if you put it in the local language, the words, there are certain words that you can put, that would make it more relatable, because you'd be generally performing it before a crowd, like say a bus stand or probably places like that.
Because there's this very weird intersection when it comes to autocraft and Taaleem, because autocraft is like we're the club of writers, so we like writing plays, we write musicals,
Yes.
poems, musicals.
We need to do a collab soon.
We need
Actually.
to, but then Taaleem is more focused on actually writing street plays and all that. So this is very weird intersection where autocraft really wants to write musicals which is so expansive and out there, but then we don't really have an idea of as to what exactly sells.
Same problem
Yeah.
with us.
At the same
Same.
we don't know how. Like, see, there are certain peoples in our entire team, like they are really interested in musicals. We have seen musicals, but then as we belong to this part of India where these genres of drama and all those things that musicals take forward, we are not used to it. We would love to explore it, but then
exactly, which brings back the question as to what, as artists, what do you value more? Do you value what you want to put forward more, or do you want, as an artist personally, this is a very personal question.
Yes.
What do you guys matter more? In the sense, do you value, general audience ka recognition more, or do you value that, hey, I put forward something that I feel satisfied at as an artist? Is that more important to you, or does art general audience recognition matter more to you, or what's the in between there?
If you'd ask me for that, I'd state, as an artist, I think I am out there performing for an audience. And definitely, if appreciation, applauding and everything, it comes up as an addition, it's like an incentive. We feel happy. And I think in a way we write the script in a way so that the people like it. So yes, of course, the audience should get what I'm doing. It, when we write, the major difference when it comes to Taaleem and autograph writing, we want things that we can visualize. We want things that we can present before a crowd. So definitely, when I am presenting as an artist, I'd like my audience to like it more, rather than presenting my idea, rather than probably say here, I might be having linguistic issues, rather than presenting something in Hindi again and again and again in a repetitive basis. It's better that I let the flow be in Kannada. Let's include more Kannada scenes.
For me, when you think about this, reaching the audience or giving out, putting forward your thoughts, for me, when I think on this topic, it becomes who is your target audience? Are you doing it as a performance?
Yeah.
Are you doing it as a competition?
Yes.
So when it comes to a competition, you put forth what is in you and check if your team is satisfied with the performance. That is what is keeping us driving even more towards these competitions. If at all we are not satisfied with the competition, we could have done better. We should have. This is our mistakes over here. We go back, we check our recordings. This happened with us in our VTU performance. What happened is, you guys have seen IKEA, right?
Yeah,
We have performed for
yes,
IKEA.
yes,
Pushpandu
yes.
Prithvi, right?
Yes.
How did you
Yes.
feel about it?
It was-
Ask
it
me,
was-
give me an honest opinion.
Okay, as an honest person, as a person who really loves theatre, absolutely loved it.
True.
But then, as a person, like looking from the point of view of a general person, I could see. I am kind of this weird in between of two words, in the sense that I really gravitate towards the Western world, in the sense, Western plays, Western music, and all that. But then the family I come up with and the upbringing I come up with, it's like really into Eastern music. This is a side of me that not a lot of people know about. Like, I know Carnatic music. I used to play Carnatic flute. I went to Bhagavad Gita classes. I studied the Upanishad. So, I am in this very in-between position. So, from that point of view, the eastern side of me is like really happy about Nishpandava Prithvi. Because like it really explored one specific part of the Mahabharata in detail.
Yes.
And it was done, it's less about the topics it explored, it's more about the actual quality in which it explored was like absolutely amazing. But then as a person who also leans towards the, the Western side of things, I could totally see people who are like, more into Western leaning culture and more about, I don't give a shit about Eastern culture, going like, hey, yeah, this is 40 minutes of mythology just back to back, going, hey, this is not exactly for me. So that would be my like brutally honest opinion about it.
The thing with me was that, like I saw
Feels
about
like we are interviewing guys.
Actually, I saw Nishpandava Prithvi is trailer, teaser.
Yeah.
In the Instagram page, and I was like really interested in it. I was like, I need to watch it. So for that I came like, okay, and I waited the entire, like I saw all the performances and I was waiting just for your Nishpandava Prithvi. And I saw it and I was like, damn, I think I need to go to the next workshop of Taaleem. I was that impressed.
Sharanya's
I swear to
audio.
God. It was just
whispering.
Everything was so good.
She
Everything was
God.
To be honest, I'm not a theatre person, so I'll be honest with you, I wasn't really into Taaleem that much. No offense, but I'm not a theatre person. I'm much more of a movie person. But then I saw Nishpandava Prithvi, and I was like, damn, it was so good. All the performances were like amazing. Even the Brahmastra, like even the
Leave Vijay Raj, who stole the show, by the way.
Yes,
Okay, leave Vijay Raj. Screw him. Pranav Muditaya.
Oh, yes. Oh,
and then
so beautiful.
Sharanya just go whispering Nishpandava Prithvi into the mic.
Yes. And Brahmastra also.
Goosebumps inducing.
It's legend.
You know what? The thing is, we didn't get as many claps as Mahan did for his Brahmastra. That was the funny part. We are like coming out of the performance, the first thing that we discuss is, Mahan's Brahmastra got more claps than us, bro.
What is the camera to Mahan, who's sitting over there?
Oh God, but it was really good. I loved it.
So this is the audience perspective. So when you see it as a theatre perspective, what happened is, we planned that we'll do this performance for VTU Fest, which was held in Bangalore. Okay. So Jain was the before. Jain we planned before the initiation for Nishpandava Prithvi was Jain University. So we thought of participating in Jain University. We wrote our own script. We were ready for it, but then we couldn't, get selected in that, and all those things happened. But then, as we thought that after this IKEA success, when we thought that we are at our prime, we go to Pranav Muditaya's home, where his dad is like a top-notch theatre artist. Okay, he's a Yakshagana artist, he's a theatre artist, he has his own school, he is a headmaster, all those things. But then he knows theatre from the essence, and the moment we showed him, he just told us. We went there. The night we went, he said, "Let us watch your performance from IKEA." Now
And we were so happy about it.
We were so happy, like we did it. But then, as we were seeing,
oh, God.
he tells, take this. No, he keeps ready notepads and pens for us.
Everybody, he gave
everybody in the act. She didn't even act. She was supposed to be writing everything. So he comes. He tells us, hold this book and pen. We'll watch the performance. Write the mistakes. Write the mistakes. And my God, we found so many mistakes.
Yeah.
We were like embarrassed. What did we even do over there? The reaction that you guys had just now and the reaction that we found on that day was totally different. So that is how we feel as performers. Okay.
I think that's a dedication and honesty to the craft. I
Mm-hmm.
feel.
That's like another question that properly brings up is like, as artists, you always feel like really dissatisfied with your work.
Yep.
But then audiences will just go like, you know, whatever, this was amazing, this was like really good. But then as performers, you just really go like, yeah, I know this was really
This was not good.
Yeah,
Yeah, we could have done better, man. Yeah, something like that. All those things
Okay.
pan out. Yep.
This brings up another really good question you brought up. You're like, hey, what do you call it? Audiences really loved it, but then you really didn't love it. As in,
That has been our.
it's been like a
rare,
constant.
street plays, but
How
it's
have
fine.
you been dealing with that constant struggle of? See, in autograph we write a lot of poems. Okay, we do short stories, we do short plays and all that. But then primarily our
It's
bread
much
and
more
butter
poem.
is stand up and poetry.
Poetry.
So when it comes to that, it comes to what do you value more? Do you value what the audience says that they liked versus what you liked? Because as a person who's performed stand-up before, it's been like, I have been through sets where I've just been like, yeah, that was bad. But then the audience has been like, yeah, that was amazing. At the same time, I have been through plays, you know, poetry where I'm like, yeah, that was exactly what I wanted to convey. And then most audiences were like, yeah, no, that was kind of hit or miss.
I'd like to talk about that. See, Nirbhay, we did Nirbhay for Incredia. And back then, I think me and Mahan, we weren't that we weren't that satisfied with the script, probably, or I mean, we were like, okay, we're in the mid of it, we probably the audience won't like it that much, and it was just fine. I mean, as the people who were doing it,
I am
we did
out of this podcast, guys. Julius, thank you for coming.
She's your ear, bro.
No.
The OG team who used to do that, those street plays again and again, we were with them, and then doing or recreating the same with the juniors, that is another part of the story altogether. But then again, like, we didn't receive that much of, you know, the reaction that we wanted. There were people who were appreciating Nirbhay a lot. But then, okay, then moving on to Mrityunjay was again me and Mahan writing it. And Mrityunjay again, I mean, it was for suicide prevention. It was with the Aditya Birla group. Again, it was supposed to be a very big thing. And again, poster making was good.
Come
Again.
to Alugide. Where is Alugide? Over there.
Alugide.
Show your face.
Because that person can do better than you.
Again, moving on to the script.
We can't talk about Canva over here, guys.
Point is, posters were made, it was done good. Over to Prithvi. Oh, Prithvi, fine.
Oh my god. Amogh.
I missed my other half.
Yes.
Talking about today's concepts.
Prithvi was supposed to be here, but he's
Yes,
not.
Prithvi was
Again.
supposed to be here.
Coca-Cola and
Sprite.
Sprite. Best Sprite.
Our media partners, Kind Master.
shot on in shot.
One shot on in shot.
Filmora.
Okay. Back
to topic.
So yes, of course, I think if I talk about it now, I'd say Nirbhay was way better than Mrityunjay.
It really was.
I liked Nirbhay, and if I were to talk about it now, I mean, everything, the aura that we created was good. I mean, that's how it is. As an artist, I'd say I was very satisfied with Mrityunjay as well. After doing it, we were like, okay, we showed what we wanted to do. It's the audience problem if they're not getting the concept of it. Good.
There are some times where you feel like, yes.
Yeah. We could have done more.
We could have done more. As
I
theatre
think
artists,
almost
we could have
every
done
time
more.
we would have felt that.
But then, it is common with every act that we do. We are never satisfied with our acts. Whatever we do, we are never satisfied. But then see, even though that balances out.
Video performance that you guys did, Nishpana Prithvi, I was so
Like-
satisfied.
I cried.
I had tears in my eyes. It was that
Pan
good.
to Mahan, that guy legit cried after our video
The thing
performance.
is, the audience were shouting like that I cried over there. I was with Sushant. Sushant was like the light guy. He was like, off the light.
So what happened is, the reason, like I was telling earlier, the reason that we went to Sulja to Pranav's house was for this itself. So once after that, we were like, after we realized our mistakes, we we fixed them, we nurtured ourselves, we thought of different sequences how this could be taken forward, and then we went to VTU. Even though we didn't win a prize over there,
We were
as
very
soon
satisfied.
as we got over with the performance, we were like, yes, we did something this
That
time.
was really
We were really happy.
We
From
were
the
very
bottom of
happy.
our heart, we were like, okay, this was a performance that Taaleem was meant to do.
Yes.
Even though we were not at our fullest right now, we didn't have our own director, we had done this on our own. Shout out to Pranav Muditaya for doing all of this. So, but then we were, on that day, we personally were really very happy. That was something that we didn't care about the audience that day. But usually what happens is, if at all we are not satisfied with our acts, the audience come up to us like, what act, man? Then it balances out over there. Okay, like fine. Audience has done, no? Okay, good.
Okay. So that brings up like the last few topics that I wanted to bring up in this podcast. One is like, okay, I don't know if you guys are familiar with it, but like, okay, when it comes to writing scripts, autocraft, which me and Tvisha are a part of, and then Taaleem, we seem to have very different goals when it comes to writing our scripts. For example, our motto is express thyself, which is Old English for express yourself. At the
Our
same
motto is enacting life.
which means when the approach we write when writing scripts is we don't care what exactly the audience is. It's more about what do we feel,
It's
what
about
exactly.
putting out our ideas and putting out our thoughts
But then
and our voice.
from a commercial selling point of view, it's not exactly, what do you call it, the best foot forward. But then as Taaleem, as a club which is all about theatre and trying to put yourself forward the best way forward, that is like a very considerable decision to make.
Yes.
Because
So
it's,
when it comes to making scripts, that is like a very heavy part of your decision making. And then
Yes,
we've
of
talked about that.
Yes.
So when it comes to that, I'm giving this whole preface thing because as literary writers, there are a bunch of rules which literally speaking is very important. Like for example, there's this rule called Chekhov's gun. Chekhov's, bro, not Chekhov.
He just said chicken.
Yeah.
Okay, we all misheard it. Fine.
Chekhov was a Russian writer, if I remember correctly. So the rule he mentioned was, if for example in one scene, it doesn't matter if it's a script for a movie, if it's a script for a play, whatever. If for example in some scene there is a gun displayed in the back, in some point during the play, that gun has to come to some use. Basically, the rule states that if you're going to introduce any such element into a play,
It should have a purpose.
it should have a purpose, it
at
should have
point of
some
time.
meaning.
Yes.
So, as members of Autocraft, we kind of, hold ourselves a lot more accountable to these kinds of rules. Like, hey, you know what? Chekhov's rule, like in the sense ki, if you're introducing some element, it has to make some use. If, so, for example, there has to be a romance scene in your play, that romance has to have an integral part into the story of the play.
Yes.
But then we all live in India.
Yes, of course.
Romance sells. So from the point of view of somebody that just sells, romance just sells like hotcakes.
Yes.
So how do you as Taaleem, like you kind of walk these two worlds, artistic integrity, which is all about what Autocraft is, at the same time as to what a general audience is like. How do you balance that two different ways as to what we want to do at the same time as to what actually sells?
So usually it is in the beginning itself, finding the proper story. So
And I think this is the reason why we are like holding ourselves back from doing Shakespearean plays at this point
because
of time.
our audience over here,
Is not gonna
yes.
like applaud it that way.
we do not know first of all. But then from our experience, what we have done, there are times where our own plays don't get sold.
Yes.
That happens. But then there is this thing where whenever we write a story, we consider like, okay, we talk about it. We come to a story. We like, okay, does this work for the audience? Is this what we want to do? That is there. So that being said, okay, now this is audience pleasing. At the same time, this is something that we also want to do. So as we move forward, we write a script. Okay, this scene looks good. But then, what elements are you adding there?
Yes.
Does this person that is coming in front of the king, does he make sense? Does he have a role over there? Does his character, does his dialogues bring any weightage to the story that we are going forward with? So only then we go for it. Yes, in the initial stages we do mistakes. We think like, okay, let this dialogue be over there. As we go on, we'll keep this. But as we move into the practices, like why? Why do we need this? Why do we have to keep this character? Why do we have to keep this guy over here?
So when you're like practicing the play, so you do make changes. You
Yes,
don't
yes.
follow it right.
Yes,
It's
of course.
completely like
Of course.
A to Z.
Scripts are never
Scripts
like
are never
static.
come from
We are
Okay.
always changing.
Even
scripts
if you're doing
accordingly.
even if you're doing it the next time, like if at all you're doing an act, you have done this act once. If you're going to do it again, there will be minor changes here and there. That is for sure, because we would like to explore new things. Okay, so it is not that we want to stick to the same act or the same storyline, but then even though we stick with the same storyline, we would move forward with something new, some new element that can, maybe this can bring a spark over there. Maybe this can change something. That sort of thing.
Just
But
the twist factor.
yeah, but that should be relative to whatever we are doing.
Okay, so like see, whenever you're writing scripts, there are times when things don't click. Like
Yes.
when you're writing the script, okay, there are times when you're writing the script, it just does not work out. So like, do you stop or you move to the next act, or like
That was the scenario with Mrityunjay. We left with like 15 days of performance, and we hadn't written a script like I think 1 week before. And it's like we were stuck. बीवी आएगी, बच्चे आएंगे. Okay, what else was there? बीवी को बाप मारेगा, but something.
Okay. Out of
There was
context,
some various types of molestation. There were various types of harassments happening in there.
Rajasthan?
Okay.
Still continue.
बच्चे नहीं आएंगे, sorry.
We were having various. We had just written in 3 different points. We and one. Okay, this is happening. This is happening. This is happening. But to write the dialogues about it, it took us a long time. And when did we actually come up with the final script? It was when we are done with the scene 1. Mahan, please send me the scene 2. I really need the scene 2. Scene 2. That was in Kannada, and that's how it went. That's how late it goes.
These struggles were really hard when we had
If things don't click.
Okay, we had this. We had our OG script. Okay, whenever we used to
Mad
go
Ads.
to Mad Ads with other competitions, we have this original script written by our first president Yatish Shetty. He was the best. Until now, he was the best guy who wrote so many plays, so many acts. Shalini ma'am, she had praised him a lot. She had written a letter to him telling that this guy is epic. Unfortunately, recently, around 2 years ago, he passed away. Sadly. But then, that's really sad. But then, that script that he wrote, that was our OG script whenever we used to go to any act. But then, we thought, let's not stick to this, man. How long we are going to do the same thing again and
Like
again
all
and
the
again and
colleges,
again.
they know that. Okay,
But
we're gonna do the
then
same
we came up with this thing like we have to write a new script, and that was for Sentia. And now Sentia, we have around 1 week left. Okay, we have 1 week left for Sentia, and soon after Sentia, we have to go to VTU Fest. There are memories with Sentia.
Wait, guys. If any one of you have like any sort of laughter coming up with the name of Sanjay, just like enter whoever the hell is editing this, just put like the Sanjay clip over here.
Yep. just put our jam session over there at Sentia.
Welcome to Sanjay.
Say that. Oh my god, I'm telling you guys. Okay, I shouldn't say that. I would have said it. Don't miss Sentia Pro Nights.
We don't know about Incredia, but do not miss Sanjay.
I
miss
wanted to
Sentia.
say that, but then no. Okay,
Just cut this.
cut that. Okay, so let me come back. So as we were preparing the script for Sentia, we were like, no, Bonda we will do, but then that is not going to be our OG approach. Yeah, Bonda is the script that was supposed to come out. That was
For
the
all
OG
of
script.
you that missed the epicness of Bonda, you should have been here
He can
during
perform now. He can perform.
during
Just one
Rajyotsava
song.
of like 2022.
Just get the
Taaleem
message.
performed this amazing play called
It's a
as
podcast, guys, not a singing show.
One song.
Wait.
One
No.
song.
Let's come back. See,
Okay.
so how it went is like we are 1 week. we have 1 week. We had to come with a new script. Pranav, Sushant, me, Mahan, 4 of us, and there was Shravan also. So what happened is these guys are like Pranav, Sushant, and Mahan are busy with VTU as we are going to the next VTU fest as well. So Shravan was busy with his own performances at the same time. So what happens next is I am the only one here stuck. Like I even though I want to be a part of the VTU performance, I was there in the performance, but I couldn't give my 100% over there because I wanted us to participate in Sensia as well. So for Sensia, I was like, we have to make this new script, and it took so long to perfect that dialogues. Are like, this can be done, but this won't click again. So that is how hard it is to write a script. Okay, that Pothis was next level. That was written in 2 to 3 days for whatever we performed for Onam. That was written in 2 to 3 days. Practice the day before. Same happened with Sensia. You know how much I ran for permissions?
I have no idea.
Exactly, you have no idea.
I was just running for my own stand-up script at that time.
Exactly. These guys do not know. I shouldn't be saying this, but I went near Bharat sir. I literally begged him, sir. We are running so much. You're not getting permissions. Bharat sir asks me, you have to get the trophy. I'm like, yes, sir. I said yes. Then conversations were happening. From inside, I was like, man, we haven't even started practicing, okay? How can we get the trophy?
Oh God.
I said yes, then how can I do it? Like, how can we do it? But then he's like, what happened? Like, he consoled me there, like, don't worry, we are there with you. Then he assigned Ankit sir to come along with us for
I remember that.
Shout out to Ankit sir over there also for coming back with us. Let's go, Ankit sir. Thank you.
The camera over there is dead. You have to look over there.
Oh, that. Oh, okay.
Ankit sir.
Ankit sir came along with us. It was fun.
We
We literally.
We are not going to go over all the details of how and why Ankit sir showed up. We're just going to say that we're very grateful for him.
Exactly. And we bagged that trophy like hell, man. That moment where NMAMIT Institute of Technology Nitte was said, no, that was a banger. So all those experiences happening, those were the moments where we feel like, yes, scripts could change as we move on. Okay.
Speaking of scripts and changes,
yes,
it's the last 2 topics of this podcast I really want to cover. Now, me and Sanat, if anybody's been paying attention to us over the past 4 years of us being in this college, we are not exactly the kind of person who's into traditional plays, which is what Taaleem is.
I've seen you guys.
Yeah, exactly.
Yes.
So now, but then shockingly, when we go into the history of NMAMIT, Taaleem has been really into a completely different direction than what it is right now. For example, me and Sanat were really interested into joining Taaleem just because of the fact that Taaleem used to do Shakespearean plays.
I mean, who came up with that?
Exactly my point. Because when you think of Taaleem right now, you just think of street plays, you think of regional plays. But then 2 to 3 years ago, Taaleem used to do Shakespearean plays, they used to do musicals and all that. So when it comes to that kind of extreme shift, which I understand is because of COVID and everything that happened, how exactly as you, the president of Taaleem right now, view the different kinds of audiences that you have to deal with? Because see, as much as the people behind the camera like to clap their hands right now, we are in a very weird in-between situation of Nitte where half of our audience is very local, but at the same time half of our audience is very, very Western because of all the exposure to the internet and Western culture and everything. So as Taaleem, how do you guys do you guys even plan to balance the two halves, or what is your guys' take on the whole scenario? Do you want to focus on only one genre, or do you want to now split between the two genres? What is it? If you guys are comfortable answering that.
Okay. So as of how we are right now, I feel that we could, because see, that is an area in theatre where we would want to explore. Not that we do not want to, but then at the same time there needs to be someone who has some or the other experience in this field. Okay, that is our major concern right now. see, we know that there might be audience in our college. There have been people who are like really interested, including you, I know, and Sanat as well. But then, see, when it comes to such plays, our main intention over here is we are good at these. We have been doing this since young age. Like we have been doing such regional plays or mythological plays, whatever it is. But then, when it comes to these theatre, musical dramas and all those things, we find it difficult to do it. Okay, because one, we don't have someone who's genuinely that talented in it.
Someone
At least
can
who
guide
has
you.
some little experience in it, who can take this forward.
Second is like so much more exciting because like when it comes to doing shit like musicals, you have like Taaleem, you have like stereo, you have like people who can write the lyrics.
I mean, there was a junior who came up with this idea, and she was like, "Why don't we do the Shakespearean plays?" And
It's
she
like-
legit raised that issue. So yes, of course, it was well discussed amongst the core team. And I mean, again, it comes back to your OG question: what does the audience want? I mean, again, if we are doing it in Samram and there are like 5 people sitting there, and we have put in so much of effort for this one play.
2 people confirm.
Two people, me and Sanat are going to be there.
Apart
No,
from
me,
Sanat
Sanat,
and
Shaivi.
and Shaivi.
Shaivi wanted to be a part of the core team because she wanted to be a part of the core team. It seems. She was telling me
Exactly.
2 days back.
We were like, we will act it out as long as it's Shakespeare.
That's what. Like, we were like, okay, if we get the audience for it, bang, we're doing it. But then again, like, it takes long.
Okay, guys, that is it for today. We are ending one shot.
Basically, Vijay has no answer. The answer to that question was we will see, fingers crossed.
Okay.
IKEA teaser question mark, we will see. But then,
See,
regardless
the
of
answer
that-
for that question would be we'll be exploring it in IKEA. Certainly, Amogh told that he has some plans for it. But yeah, we're trying to do something or the other.
And we're
So,
looking
guys,
forward to our autograph and Taaleem crossover anytime
Yes.
soon.
anytime soon, let's
Come.
go.
Woo!
Okay, until that, everyone, thank you for listening to OneShot, this episode of OneShot. We are more than happy for you guys to explore all of our other episodes, which is found on YouTube and Instagram and Spotify. So, until then, I can't wait for you guys to watch the other episodes of OneShot and then check out all the other clips that are available everywhere.
Join Taaleem.
And
Join-
we will see you
join
in
Taaleem. Join
the
Taaleem.
And
next
in the
one.
future, if
Join
at all
Taaleem.
you come to this college called NMAMIT Institute of Technology, you do know that we have our theatre club Taaleem
Taaleem.
along with our script writing
Autograph.
craft. So do be a part of them. Explore the world of theatre and drama. Be a part of it. And yes, thank you so much,
Thank
Autograph,
you
for
so much.
inviting
Thank
us.
you so much. Thank you so
Yep.
much.
We love you guys. I missed that.
Yep.
Let's go.
That's what we do.
Bye bye.
Bye bye. Thank
Bye-bye.
you. Let's go, guys. Ankit sir calling. Bye bye.